So let us know why, cannabis has been something that, you've decided to run on and advocate for in that community for the last few years.
So I've always been a cannabis user. So I grew up very, very poor. Like, I remember as a kid, we used to go camping a lot. But as I got older, I realized we would go camping when we were homeless.
Where are you from?
I've lived a lot of states, but the majority of my life is Northwest Ohio. Defiance, Ohio is actually where I'm from. So it's a pretty rural area up there.
Okay.
And so grew up super poor. I was thrown out of my house when I was 16. And luckily there was a lady up in Defiance. Her name was Debbie, and she took in a lot of us. Believe it or not, there's a whole community of us kind of like homeless kids up in that area. And, I really kind of grew up in a Hispanic neighborhood, Hispanic household.
Okay.
And, always use cannabis. I think in essence, when you're a 16-year-old without a home or a job, it's the one thing that you could do back in those days and maintain a living and stay alive. But, as I grew up, I went into technology. I've always been a cannabis user. My adult son, he has Crohn's, and it has done wonders for him. So when issue 2 passed, I was like, okay, I started growing. I can give him product. I can give everything else. And then that was one of the first things they tried to take was the ability. And they took away the ability to gift still, but for the most part. But yeah, you're telling me as a father, I can't deliver something to my son for medicine? Like, no, I'm not accepting that.